So which is better? How should you be spending your time and your money as a tennis player? On lessons or playing tournaments? That's the question we're going to be answering today on Ask Ian. My name is Ian Westerman. I'm the head pro here at EssentialTennis.com, where it's our mission to bring passionate instruction to passionate players like you. Today's question comes from JJCO, who wrote and said, "Hey Ian, I want to know what is better or what is more beneficial, getting lessons or playing matches like USTA tournaments? I'm a high school varsity player." Okay, I actually just got an email yesterday from a separate player who asked the same question, but actually said this is like a financial restriction kind of thing. Like, I can only really afford one or the other. So which should I be doing, taking lessons or playing tournaments? All right, so this is a really interesting question. We actually talked about it in the office for a while. And I believe that the answer really depends on you as an individual and what you value most, what you derive the most enjoyment from. How are you most fulfilled as a tennis player? There's a quote, which this is not a direct quote, this is a paraphrase from Alice in Wonderland, which is, if you don't know where you're headed, then it doesn't matter much which way you take. It doesn't matter which path that you take. And that's important here. You need to know, where are you headed? What do you want out of tennis? And I'm going to kind of break this up into two very general, specific things, two different directions you could take. The reality is most of us fall somewhere in between on a sliding scale. On one end is you just love to win and you're a competitor and you could care less what your strokes look like, whether or not you make it look pretty. You just want to win and you love competition. And on the other end of that sliding scale is somebody who doesn't care at all about winning or losing. You just love to hit the ball and you want to hit the ball better with more proficiency and you want to do it right. The kind of person that just kind of loves the improvement process and just wants to hit the ball in a better way. And I hear different variations of these all the time. Most of us fall somewhere in between. We enjoy both, but we maybe prefer one a little bit more than the other. To keep things simple, I'm just going to discuss one or the other in this particular video. So many, I would say most, competitive skills can't be taught. And so actual competitive experience is priceless. And these are things like learning how you react to pressure, learning what your response is to a challenge or to a frustration in a match. How do you naturally respond? And what is it? Tennis teaches us a lot about ourselves, what our response is to things that don't go our way. And we learn a lot about ourselves as far as how we react in a situation where people are counting on us. Maybe it's just you're counting on yourself to try to come up with the goods, and there's pressure put upon yourself, whether it's internal or external. And so these kinds of things you really can't learn in a lesson. And so that competitive experience is priceless. Now, on the other hand, there's many people that aren't good enough athletes to just figure out how to make the ball do what they want to do. I've personally seen people on both ends of the spectrum. I've seen players that have been competitive at relatively high levels collegiately, who they were great athletes in other sports, and so they were very physically aware, they had great coordination, and they were able to just figure out how to win. They were able to figure out how to make the ball do what they wanted to do without necessarily having great technique. And so they did not have classic swings at all. They were not formally trained, but they were aware enough and coordinated enough to just figure it out themselves. Most players don't have that luxury, and I've worked with students who are on the far other end of that spectrum as well, who the most simple things need to be explained to them so that they can figure it out in the moment, because they've never had any experience at all being able to manipulate their bodies to create some kind of external response in any other sport, much less tennis. And so it's a completely new experience to figure out how to move their body, to make the racket do something, to then make the ball do something, to make the ball do what they want. All right, so if you're still with me here, depending on your answer to those things, whether or not You need that competitive edge. You need to learn that competitive experience for your own fulfillment in tennis. And depending on how good of an athlete you are, how much you've been trained maybe in other sports or maybe in tennis already, that's really what's going to give the answer for you. This answer is going to be a little bit different for everybody. So if you're a reasonable athlete already, if you have some athletic skill, some athletic talent, and you really, really want to win, then I would say forget about lessons. Play as many tournaments as humanly possible. Sign up for every tournament in your area. Get the phone numbers of every player who challenges you. Challenge them to matches on a regular basis whenever you can play. Put 20 push-ups on the match or coffee or a $20 bill or whatever motivates you, whatever you don't want to lose, and challenge yourself in that competitive environment over and over and over again. If, on the other hand, you just love to hit and you want to hit the ball better and you don't care much at all about winning or losing, and especially if you're on the far end of the athletic awareness spectrum where you haven't really played much before and you don't have much natural ability to just figure it out, then I would say go the route of lessons. Now, of course, there's a million different combinations and mixes of these two different main directions that you could go. And so for most people, the answer is probably going to be to split their resources, both time and financial, a little bit between the two. But maybe I've spoken directly to exactly the type of person you are already, and I've given you a simple answer. If so, great. If not, you probably want to do a little bit of self-analysis and figure out exactly what makes you tick and what makes you most happy on the court. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I've got some coaching. There's a link in the description down below. It will take you to a page where you can sign up for some step-by-step instruction that will show you how to hit the most accurate and powerful serves that you've ever hit before. Just $1, so go check it out. If you've enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click like. If you have any comments or questions, if this resonated with you, or you have any other thoughts on the topic, let me know which is most important for you. Do that in the comments down below, and be sure to follow us wherever you happen to be watching this so that you don't miss out on future episodes of Ask Ian, tutorials, lots of other stuff that we're constantly publishing. So until then, thanks for watching, take care, and good luck with your tennis. For hundreds of free digital tennis lessons, head over to essentialtennis.com right now. More wins and more fun on the court is right around the corner. You'll even get a free gift just for stopping by. Simply click the link at the top of any page.